Hi, welcome back to Non-Niche. This is Raquel Carpenter for you, and our next guest is Paul Riley from The Outside. I honestly found him on Instagram, and I thought it was like an old MTV kind of alternative music video, but no, it's much recent. And if you like kind of rap, alternative, kind of mixed up in one and had a baby, that's what you get from The Outside. He speaks to what's going on in the world. He talks about where he's from, and just helps the whole vibration of how we can change, and I think that's very important. So I introduce to you The Outside, Mr. Paul Riley. So let's tune in.
Okay, word. Okay.
Hi.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited for this interview. Are you pumped, man?
Yes, I'm super pumped. I thought I was gonna be able to
No.
take a nap or whatever, but I couldn't fight the excitement. That was
I love it. I love it. I tried to as well. It did not work. No, but I'm super stoked about it, and
Right.
I'm glad that I got your paperwork and I got to do some research about you and
Right.
listen.
There's so much more.
I
This is
know,
this
I
is gonna
know.
be
So
beautiful.
I'm
Yeah.
hopefully we can cram it within an hour.
Right.
But thank you for the likes. I appreciate you guys' the support. But no, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know The Outside is new, so just talk about your journey with music and
You
stuff.
have been doing your
I have been doing my homework.
homework.
I'm telling you. I did my research. People
Okay.
don't think that I do my research, but I be
No,
scrolling. I read.
no, I've been no. I'm a fan of this. Let me say that first and foremost. I'm a whole fan of this whole space right
Thank
here,
you.
and so I've been watching your interviews. I had to check up on you. You know what I'm saying? See what you about. I was like, damn, you're very thorough, and I love that. So yeah. So what was the question? I'm sorry. Are we starting from the beginning? Or?
No, I was just asking your whole journey within music and how you got it on your own now.
Okay, right. So, I the journey. So quick here, as quick as we can. My journey started with me and my sister, my other half,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you're gonna hear her name a whole lot throughout this, because that's that my other half, and she's very gifted. We're the same,
Yeah.
samesies and all that, right? So we started, with really, really big, huge imaginations, right? And it transcended into a lot of things. Sports was one of them. So I want to say the creative being I am, it started right there. We
Episode 9.
There's Netflix. Sorry. So yeah, that journey started, with us, right? Right. So I kept going. We're two different people, of course, but we're so much the same. We're the same signs. We're both Leos, so we're both, really like that. But as her being, who she is, she had her own path. I had my own path. Fast forward, I'm living life, because life has a lot to do with my journey as well, besides the music. But I kept, working on it, right? And we nurtured each other. So, when everything else failed, this is just, I'm speaking for me personally. Her journey is different. Her nurturing me, and never unconditional nurturing, whether it's tough love, because I get the bad guy rap because of my past, but she's a boss. You know what I mean? So she always she unconditionally nurtured my abilities. So, and here we are now. I've been through some changes, and this is the first, actually, the first on anything type of interview I'm doing as The Outside. So so yeah. And then we can pick apart what you want to know, you know, whatever you want to know,
Yeah.
you know, after
Well,
that.
I
So.
didn't know. Were you finished with that answering?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it started. We gonna give
Well,
it was me and my
gonna,
sister. We were doing some stuff, and then bam, we
I
here, we right here.
know. Well, I was just going to commend you and kind of talk to you about like how you mentioned how everybody has a past and now you're like evolved into something else. And I think
Right.
that touches on many of artists, regardless if it's like a healthy transition to like a different type of medium or just
Yeah,
like what you were
it's
known as like
necessary.
passive self, you know,
Right.
like everybody has a past, regardless if it's good or bad. It's just like how you continue to evolve because everybody has a choice to stay there. But as you
Yeah.
move forward, that's like
Shout out to
awesome,
that.
you know?
Yeah.
I commend you on that. And then
Hey,
I
thank
love the
you.
technique of your videos because it kind of
Oh,
remind me like the
stop.
old school like MTV but alternative vibes like that.
Come on, come on, come on. No, don't stop there. You've got it. Look, and I love doing this. You know, I love not having to say much and like have to go into and explaining stuff because that honestly is something I'm working on currently. Like how to, you know, deliver everything because, you know, I'm just a ball of talent, creative ability, you know?
Right.
And thank God for my sister because she keeps me in line like, dude, like you are screwing yourself, dude. Just because I just want to be on stage. Like, I don't care. I'll just do it. If you just give me some something from 7-Eleven, I'll perform. You know, and that's me because I want to do it. That's all I want to do, you know. But yeah. The whole, yeah, everything you're saying is perfect. But yeah, the whole MTV thing is the old school stuff. There's gray in my beard, you know, and there's a lot of people that never really believe my age, really. But like, I'm from that era of MTV. So like when MTV was kind of in that style, I was young, and I was watching all of that stuff. Like, what the
I
hell?
know. I'm
Like, I don't
just
know.
there. I was like,
Yeah.
well, I'm 31 now, so I'm just like,
Okay.
you know, I still had
Right.
like I remember when I first introduced, probably wasn't the best time, but when I saw my first music video, it was Tupac and Biggie Smalls like back to back on
Right.
reruns. Like
Okay.
that was like how I grew up and like their
Okay.
aesthetic of how they shot, you know, like you kind of do the same thing. Like you're in the
I
streets, you're
do.
in the environment that you talk about, which
True.
it's kind of hard, you know, nowadays
Yeah.
people talking about their environment like as a rapper
It's
artist, but they're like not in it.
it's
So it's
the
kind of
thing.
takes away the authenticity, like
Okay.
you're
Thank you.
talking about.
Thank you. And honestly, I really appreciate this. And I really appreciate that because I just try to keep it authentic,
Yeah.
you know. I don't shoot to do street stuff, you know. My videos come off how they come off. Me in my own head, and I enjoy having people actually give me input on like what is this giving to you? You know what I mean? Because me in my own damn head, I'm just thinking like how would you be? I'm always I'm a lot of the times I'd be alone, you know. Whenever you do see anybody with me, it's somebody that I kick it with or I skate, and that's just how we come off. I'm not like, yo, let's go put it on. Hey, go put on a hoodie though, bro, because that's not street enough. This is how we are, and like I kick it around a lot of different peoples, but it's just the realness of it, you know. I don't need to stage my videos. And if I told you it's like how easy it is, like I overthought it at first getting content, like, and I'm not, what am I doing? I'm trying to like, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. It's like, no, all I got to do is like, and I'm speaking on like the people that are around me, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be people I skate with, hoop with, or whatever it is, I just put the camera up and be like, let's not think about it. And then it started capturing these moments. And then so I can take from those moments and then, you know what I mean? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So thank you. I appreciate
You're
you
welcome.
on that because a lot of people do not see that element. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think it's important because like your style, the way you kind of do like more of like the altering of vision so people can actually listen to what you're saying. Yes, it's
Right.
aesthetically pleasing, but also
Right.
like you do it as towards like, yes, this is cool, this is organic, but also I want you to listen. And I saw
Right.
this interview, and it was kind of like a podcast. I don't think it was like purposely an interview, but it was like Lil Wayne and a different artist, and he was just like, yeah, I was listening, but like I was watching something else. And then the artist was just like, well, should I find offensive? He's like, no, you know, a lot of people could just be watching you but not listen. So, you know, and I was just like, you know, that comes to a lot of the things. Like, people can just watch you, but they're not listening to the message that you're actually trying to give. And I think that's important as an artist, that
Right.
one, we convey it, but not like try to hit the nail on the head, because we want that open dialogue. And I think
Right.
that's what,
I want you to
yeah,
take. I want people to take it different types of ways. You know,
exactly.
if that makes sense. Um, but take it all of the different, because I do a lot in all the aspects of music that I like do, like, and that, well, that's another thing. I like, my gift is like, everybody's unique. I feel like, I believe, and this is a theory because I'm really not nobody from nobody else. You know, I'm here for the first time for only once, and like everybody else is. But I believe, and you know, as human beings, we're all creative beings, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, some of us are me. I can say I'm blessed because I was just born outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything I did, it was just like, well, damn, he's good, but does he have to do it like that? It's like, this is the only way that I can do it.
Exactly.
You guys want to see all of this magic shit happen? It's just like, you guys have to let me do what I do, how I do it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it's a journey, but yeah, um, yeah, yeah.
But
I'm
that's
sorry.
good. No, don't
Yeah,
apologize. I think it's
yeah,
important because now in this, I call transition of like what we see the world going into right now, is kind of like back to basics. If you
yeah.
think
It is.
it's like artistically, fundamentally, we're getting back
Right.
to basics, because we're seeing like the constructs of like society of what makes it.
Everything's got to, like, we have to go back and be like, all right, look,
Yeah,
none of
and
that shit
exactly.
worked.
And then
Like,
having like being outside of the box is what is needed, because being fit to something that is not a part of you, that causes, you know, misidentity, as well as like you're kind of killing a part of yourself a little bit, you know.
you are, you're murdering yourself. And I'm like, you know, as I get older and like more, the more, you know, the more that I see peace and stuff like that, I'm opening up space for myself to like really figure shit out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like, it's yeah. There's a lot. There's a shift. There's a huge shift going on right
Yeah.
now, and it is going back to the basics. But it's just, everybody has to deprogram. You know, and it's going to be harder for some. And that's a part of deprogramming for me,
Yeah.
is because like I take on activism as well. And like, you know, I had to go through my stages with that. And shout out to Instagram, because I can go back live now and stuff. Like, you know, like I be
Well, I'm glad that too.
fast, because it's really like that out here. So it forced me to get creative, and like, you know, I had to actually listen to the people who love me and stuff, and they're like, you know, da, 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 da. It's just like, no, you know, I'm not hard to talk to. It's just like, I'll be hurt, you know, like I'm pure, so I'm easily, you know what I'm saying. So when I'm up, like when I'm ready to pop, it's popping. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, So, but I've had to figure out ways to engage, like, with, I don't call them the enemy no more, because I just really don't believe in that anymore. I just engage with the other side of things and walk away, and there's some kind of like, be productive, you know, because at first, my first level of, activism, oh, I was getting it in. Every time I engage, every time somebody made me mad, all that intelligent shit went right out the window. Oh, forget you, and it was just like, I felt like, my ego was like, walk away like, yeah, fool, you
Yeah.
need to quit being so damn soft. and talking to people, bro. And you know, that part of me was like, yeah, man. But then like the intellectual part of me is just like, that didn't do shit, dude. Like, he's not, you definitely ain't changed this fool's mind at all. And now you're mad. You're walking away mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now there's other ways, you know what I mean? But
and I think
yeah,
I think you kind of like do that through your music. I think
I
you do
try
it
to.
in a artistic way where it's not combative, and like I said, it kind of brings like an open dialogue for people to have the discussions from different backgrounds. Because like for me, like I said, I grew up on like old school. Like my mom
Okay.
and dad, you know, I was listening to Tony Braxton. I was listening to I was listening to like records. Like that's what I
Right.
was. And
Actual
yeah,
albums, right? Like,
like, you know, you wipe
yeah.
it off, you know.
But yeah, bodies of work. Actual bodies of work. And you know,
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
no
Yeah, that's
skipping. That was the first rule of the household. No skipping on music. You listen to the whole thing because everything is a journey. And like
right.
when you talk about like how you used to behave like with somebody who had like a different like opposition towards your mind, I used to think that as well. Like for me, I personally thought like I always like I still do. I just do it in a different way. I always stick up for people. Like when I see something wrong, I say something, but I'm not as bad. Like I don't.
That's how it starts out, though. I'm not mad because that's just the type of
Yeah,
person I've always been, right? And it's just so, no, he's really emotional, sensitive. I'm telling you, if we don't like, because it can get there. I'm a man, so it got there with me to where I'm just like, I'm gonna just start punching people, and like I just don't care who I'm punching no more because I'm just gonna punch on something because I'm angry. And it's like, no, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I feel you. Yeah, I feel you. It's very, you know, like if you don't be careful, it can eat
You
at you.
can't.
Like that shit
And
has eaten
it's
at me.
also like I feel like as like a being within self, sometimes that moment is blessings for both parties instead of just like, oh, that person's wrong, so I need to let him know his lesson or she, whatever. Then so and
Yeah,
like now, like when I see somebody like jump crazy or just rude or anything like that, I'm just like, you know, God bless you, move on,
yeah.
love and
I
light.
hope you get over that because
I mean, it's
something's
rough.
bothering you.
It's really
Yeah,
rough, and I'm not saying it's easy, but I think it's just a
right,
type of like people trying to purposely like evolve to be a better person, and then like
right,
creating like non-niche or creating your music. It's just another platform, another
right,
gateway
right.
to have that like anger, but not anger, but also just shining a light on like how you are and how you can tackle things, and you know,
Facts.
bringing influence.
It's a process, and like I feel and thank you so much for giving me this space because this is so important. Like I have come a long way. The name that I used to go by was Satellite Rock, and there's a library of that.
Yeah.
And just now, recently, when you know what I'm saying, because I'm still in the process of things, you know what I mean, and it's just in real time now. You know what I'm saying? The outside is in real time, so like it's a process. That's what I want to say. And I did not. A lot of people are gonna see me like, cause I mean, I know beyond knowing that I mean, I can be a success. I've always knew it. I was in my own way. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen overnight. Like, you know, no matter how talented you are at anything, you cannot cheat the process or the grind. You know, but keep going. Don't ever stop. Something that you can't go a day without thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it. You do it. You know what I mean? Everything that we were taught or whatever, all that conventional stuff, that stuff is gone, for a lot of different reasons, you know what I mean? And there's pros and cons, but there's more good to it than anything, you know? Like, just keep going and do it. You know, like, it's never too late. It's not all of that stuff's out the window, I feel like. And I'm excited to be the outside in this era. Like, I'm blessed because I could have not seen it and still, you know what I'm
Still
saying?
sound like
So
rock, yeah.
yeah,
And
Satellite Rock is great.
it was
He's
great.
great. I love he's a part of me, and still, you know, but he needed therapy.
And like everybody just needs to as some people call it, like the shadow self, like everybody has different dimensions within themselves. Like we have our worst sides, we have like our okay sides, and we have our best sides. It's just like how
Right.
we want to shift. Like I can use
Yeah.
my worst side where it's just like super combative, like, oh, I know you're not going to be sitting down and let somebody talk to you. Where my best side, like, that's a learning lesson. Get yourself together and move forward. It's just like you have to get them together to work instead of against you. So
You were
like,
you've been in my head. You've been in my head.
I totally get
Because
it. I get it.
it's
And
it's really
yeah.
that's really the like the honest truth. That's really the transition. That's where I'm at right now. You know, I had to get all of them because believe it or not, and to go back to the whole street thing and hip hop stuff, like you will hear my music and I don't talk about anything that I've been involved with because I've been to jail. Like I've got homies and all of that and all of that. Like these ain't koi fish tattoos, you feel me? But that's just my past, but you would never hear me talk about it because I would never ever just dirty up the purest form of me.
Right.
I fight so hard to keep my gift the purest form of me because everything else, I'm only human, has been, you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, that's like, yeah, that I forgot where I was going with that, but
you made your point. But no, I think it's good, and I think it's important to have that type of construct within self to know your own awareness, because it's just like you can't preach to somebody, you can't produce to somebody when you don't know who you are. And I think that goes with like all artists, all types of creators, and creators.
That goes in life.
Yeah.
Like you can't be. I feel like you can't. It's like the concept of sports, man. You can't be in the game and you're not 100%. You know what I'm saying? But people are out here playing hurt. Everybody's been playing. I've been playing hurt until I had to like really be like, what are you doing, man? You know, like pull myself. You know what I'm saying?
No, and so as the outside, like, are you just gonna be doing like strictly on your platform right now? Are you looking for different avenues to perform live?
First I want to thank God for this opportunity. No, I honestly, we're all watching. I'm figuring shit out. I'm figuring shit out right now, and I don't want to break cycles. Okay. And saying I'm gonna make it make sense. Just give me a second, okay? Like no, it's I want to break cycles, and I want to show anybody who's watching right now, like as an artist or whatever, like none of us have it figured out, and I feel like we're heading into that area. The shift is heading into the area where it's okay to do that, because a lot of people will sit up here, a lot of artists sit up there in front, you know, and I'm fortunate. Now, I used to think this was my worst thing, but doing interviews, like I would be like trying to play the cool, yeah, so like, yeah, and it would look horrible, and motherfuckers would be like, this feels weird, and I was just like, nah, like, everybody expected me to be a certain way, and I just couldn't, I looked stupid trying to be something like, no, man, I'm, you know, but saying all that to say is, yeah, the outside is I want to say it's my final form, but it's an open space, whatnot, right? So of course I'm not gonna be around forever, so I want to leave it open for people to join. It's an open space for like minds and creatives to come, you know. And my journey is just like this, you know. I can't compare it to anybody else's journey or anything like that, so it's like this. So it has to start off with me. I've got to be the front man. So of course I am the outside, you know. I'm everything. I'm Paul. I'm Rock. I'm still, you know. But this is, you know, right now we're watching it develop in real time. That's why this interview is it's important, you know, because it's this is me being, you know, I'm gonna be open with it, you know, like this stuff's not easy, but you know, if you keep going, I could use this interview as an example. Like, you can get, there are spaces out there, you know what I mean, waiting to like open up for you to come and be yourself, you know what I'm saying? And that's dope, you know, so.
Well, to let you on a little secret, I'm kind of doing the same thing too. Like I had this idea maybe 3-4 months ago, and I'm going to tell you, I've been unemployed since maybe July of last year. I recently got divorced. I still don't have a job, no money. But if I'm telling you that I'm just creating a platform and putting myself out there, because I'm like, I know I'm not built for the 9-to-5, and I'm just going to create. If I'm not going to get,
and that is why I followed you. I was like, I like that.
I'm just going to create it myself. Like, we're creators. Why can't I create my own reality? I didn't like the reality that I was living in, so I'm creating it in a different manner. So this is me, 31 years old, unemployed, restarting her life. Don't know where it's going next, but I'm taking it to the next day. So no, I look like I have it together.
Yeah, I mean, you really do though. You really, I've been following, and I was just like, every day I was just fucking impressed. Like, wow. I said, okay, wow. Every interview, this is no cap. I'm not, you know, because I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I'm very picky on who I be like. I'm open to come on and sit on camera, really. Like, but it's like, I was like, wow, every interview, it's getting better. So, and I like the blunt honesty, and I was like, there's no way you can be faking this shit. You're like, you know, there's no way. And that's great. That's great. Like, I really, because I'm doing the same thing. You know, I'm doing the same thing. I'm not going to lie about it. Some, you know, some videos is this, some video. I tell people when they ask me, like, you know, a lot of, you know, the kids that I skate with, they'll be like, you know, they're starting to see now, like, you know, what I actually do. And because they're like, bro, like, da, 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 da. And I be wanting to be like, you know, to play the older, yeah, man, shit. When you get older, you just might be good as this, but probably not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's like, nah, I'm going to tell them. I said, fool, I was just like, I worked on this damn video so hard. This is dope. This is funny, man. I said, man, I want to tell them, like, straight up, you know how long it took me to get this damn video like this? I said, no, look at me. Look at me. Just look. What? I said, you know how long it took me to get that fucking video like that? I said, all day. I said, I'm only here because I almost went crazy inside. You know? And I love giving that, because I feel like that's breaking the cycle. Because a lot of the people that I was around, quote unquote, in the industry, man, it was, you know, and I've gotten to a place now where I'm not even mad at them. You know what I'm saying? It's just the end of the cycle. And I'm glad, I'm just, you know, round of applause that you were one of the spaces out there, and like now, like, you know what I'm saying, an open space out there that is safe for people to actually come and be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's dope, because there's not a whole bunch. You see everybody's podcasts and live interviews. It's messy. It's like, you know, why am I going to go in there?
I got asked the other day to have this as a podcast, and I was just like, I don't know. And the only reason why I say that is because I feel like there's so many. And it's not the fact that there's so many I can't do it. It's just so many. I don't think that.
No.
I don't think I need that right now.
You don't.
I think I prefer like face to face, like with people, and seeing them organically. And then, you know, I'm hustling, talking to people. Hopefully they don't think that I'm spam. Like, I'm literally sliding in people's DMs like every freaking day, saying like,
no, look, I mean, I checked out. You're doing what you're supposed to do, because I have to be extra careful, because it's like, at first it's like, yeah, I know every artist, quote unquote, you're going to show, but they start coming in heavy. And it's like, some of them are kind of real, but to a certain extent. So I'm just like, now I'm picking through them. When I got to yours, I was just like, you can't make up this position. Like, you're too honest. Like I think the first video I seen you was like just got done with the interview, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like I'm tired as. I was crying. That's like one of my. I was crying. I was like, "She's real. That's really real." She said, "I'm gonna be real. I could just really bullshit y'all and be like, you know, I had a, you know, probably no. I'm tired, and I'm going to sleep. You guys have a good one."
Like
that was great, and I was like, I'm trying to be on that side.
That's weird, but like to be honest, like people think like when you first meet me on the outside, it's just like I'm a really quiet person. Like I will go to Target and go to grocery, but I have one track mind. Like I'm not looking at who's looking at me. Like I'm just like I'm in and out. But like when you sit down and talk to me, like I'm a really friendly person, but it does take a lot of energy from me because it is nerve-wracking because I'm not used to putting myself out there. So I always think as a person on the other side, no, they're not used to, you know, putting their stuff out there, but sometimes you have to put yourself in the forefront because you've been in the background for too dang long. And, you know, we're not background people anymore. This is the time to evolve and be in the front ground and face your
I needed you to be the front girl. I needed you. So you see what I did there? You see what I did there? I needed you because this is how I'm feeling. Like, I'm like, this is so crazy. Like all of this meditation and stuff that I'm starting to just do, my sister been telling me to do, I'm just doing it now. Like, wow, she was really right. And then it's like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm seeing now, like, oh my goodness, like this is so crazy how the universe works like that because I needed you. I needed you. You know what I mean? It was like I started to think to myself, like, because I've been like, you know, and I've just been it's a journey, but I'm basically poking my head back out, like, all right, guys, I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? Thinking like I'm gonna poke my head out. My biggest fear was just like everybody was just gonna be like, we don't care. But as I'm doing it, as I'm getting more out there, people are finding me like, dude, I thought she just disappeared. And I was like, I feel like that right there is just like, man, I get on myself a little bit like, see, you stupid, you've been playing. And all of these people been looking for you. And then I popping out, everything's opening up for me because not because I changed myself. You know, I'm still the same old me. It's because I changed myself. Like I'm actually like, I'm quote unquote happier. You know what I mean? And because I've actually been putting in the work and it's like, so now all of these doors are opening up. And it's like, I'm not noticing like, oh, okay, do good, doors open up. It's like, no, fool, like they were always open. You were just keeping yourself from opening them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I think I appreciate spaces like this because, yeah, I needed you. And whatever came to you and told you that you needed to do it,
thank you.
Props to them, you know, like.
I mean, and sometimes like going through your first instinct, and I always say that everybody has their own intuition in life. And sometimes we kind of subdue it whenever we're trying to fit in or, you know, we're trying to get the likes that we want, the validation that we seek for whatever we're trying to create or put out there. It doesn't read as well. So
it does not.
Don't go like
it's not a good look.
100% like authentically yourself and just lead with your intuition. It will never steer you wrong. And if it's just not a good fit, that's a learning lesson. Just like, oh, hey, well, I did it, but it wasn't, you know, great for me.
Because all of that having a 9 to 5 will do it to you. My job before, because I was just gonna say, I keep, you know, my brain is everywhere all the time, but I was like, dude, I dig this because it's like, yes, like I'm on the same journey you are. I had a job at the Cheesecake Factory. And it's like, you know, shout out to Cheesecake Factory, nothing wrong with it, nothing too much where I'm just like, yeah, the job was like, and I was kind of dying. Like, no, it did what it did. And it was just like, I don't like, ooh, man, if I could it was so divinely and it was so like, the signs were so simple because I just wasn't getting it. It's like, he's not getting it. We're going to have to wake him up, y'all, boom, pop, boom, and I'm just hooping, and I'm here. And it's like, that's how it worked out. Like, yeah, that will tell you, like, it will alarm you, you know what I mean? Like, I just was, like, miserable, you know? And it was just like, dude, I have a job. I do like, you know, I work with beautiful women. It's all of it. It's of this and that. And it's just like, bro, why am I still sad? And that scared me. Like, bro, like, what is it that I'm not doing? And it's just like, you stupid, man. You're not doing what you love to do, dude. And I was like, wow, okay. So now I took the push. And I was scared. I was scared. Even this time, and then many rounds, I done lost and hustled and got back on. I'm still learning lessons. Like at this time, but I'm scared. Maybe I should just go back and tell them, let me have my job. They're like, nah, man, what the heck? And then boom, 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 boom to now, you know? So this is part of my journey. This is part of the journey.
Yeah.
You know, this is a part, I think it's a rather good look. Like,
I mean, like, I think one thing within everybody's journey is when they start having that reflection time, saying like, okay, and I was saying this, and you know, a thought came into my head is like, are you happy, or is your soul happy? Like, you have to figure out the difference between the two. And when I say this, for people who don't really kind of reflect on that, it's just that you can be surface level happy. Like, you will have nothing behind your eyes. You can be like, oh, I do the normal thing every day. Like, you'll just naturally have groundhog
going through some motions.
like going through emotion, but you're satisfied. But when your soul is happy, there is complete peace that you can never imagine, because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I'm not saying that it's not going to be hard, because you have to figure that out. But once you do, it's just going to click. And like, even in those defeating moments, like, you know, with your music and how you said it's hard to sometimes put yourself out there and put yourself out there the way you want to, and working hard on those videos. It's like, it took me forever to do this, and like only one person liked it. Like, what, you know? Like,
yeah, you go. That's part of the journey.
But
it's part of the journey.
Yeah. And
like, I had to go through that. I've been through that. Look, and this is how, and I'm just, guys, just don't judge me, okay? I've been through this a gang of times. So imagine how everybody that was rooting, that knows I'm so great, was looking at me like, bro, really? Like, and I'm like, I'm learning the same lesson over and over, but nobody's like, dude, you ain't got this yet. You know what I mean? But we do. We tear ourselves up like that. Yeah. Like, you know, you have to go through that. You have to go through and understand what everything is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. One of my biggest battles, and I'm coming out of it now, I can say that, but my biggest battle is like me, like I'm loyal. I'm a Leo, so my loyalty is like, bro, I'll die for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? For nothing. I may ask you questions. I feel like, why do we have to do that though? I'm cool. We did it already, but why? But I'm a ride, so it's like I'm big with loyalty. Like, so the people I have around me, it's like, nigga, act like you know. You know what I'm saying? Act like you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do, you know, the most for everybody, but it was how like people around you, they don't. It's like, dude, why don't no one's like supporting me? No one sees me? Am I like invincible? Like, I went through that. Like, you know, and I can attest to that. Like, you know, like the online pressure and all of that, you know, like how people acting like I'm real. Like, so I just don't understand, you know what I'm saying? My music or my artwork is me. It's like blindly me, like nakedly me, to a point where like I prefer wearing sun shades on stage, so I don't really have to pay attention to how people's reaction is to me. Like, we really thought he was gonna sound like, what the is going on? You know, so yeah, it's like, so I had to like get to a place to where it's just like, dude, you're way bigger than this. I'm like, why does it hurt so much? It's like, you know, like, why can't just leave a comment or an emoji or, you know, and it's just like, dude, like, they've never seen nothing like you. Yeah. And it's like, holy, like, dude, you know, I'm right in front of him every day, you know what I'm saying? And because I'm real as hell like that, it's like, they don't really, you know, like, I lower who I am to be, you know, friends with everybody, but like, you know, and then I'll sit there and understand, like, why didn't nobody see me? It's just like, bro, like, you know, that your way of you know what I mean? And now I see it. It's cool. Like, I'm getting over it, but it's tough because there's lots of other stuff that comes with this, like, what is it, lifestyle industry, whatever we're doing, the creator's life.
Like,
there's a whole. Huh?
Like influence creators or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, whatever we're gonna call it. I am an influencer or creator or whatever, considered that now, but I'm a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, like whatever that is, it's still an industry, and there are still, like, you know what I mean? It comes with a lot. Saying all that to say.
I
But
agree. And honestly, like, the one thing I like about my page is, like, I want it to be a communicative platform where you do get to collaborate. Because sometimes, doing projects with others, like, bring something out in the other party as well as yourself, a certain set of expansions of things that you didn't even know that you could do, or things that you weren't even aware that, hey, like, I have a great idea, cool. And sometimes it's just nice to have that kind of community to do that with, because as artists, yes, we can stand alone, but like, what a powerful, creation we can do together. So I think
yeah,
when you have that certain style and how much devotion you take to it, I think you're just on the way. And like you said before, it's just like, nobody's seen you or has seen your stuff. One,
right,
if you're coming from music background like me, I've seen that, and I was just like, that's very refreshing. We need a little bit more of that. Or like
right,
somebody like a little, younger than me who's never seen that, and it's just like,
right.
oh, this is so dope. And it's kind of like when the younger generation a little bit
Hmm.
finds like Jump Around, when that first
Yeah,
came out, and they're just like retweaking it. And they're like, oh my god, this song is so dope. We're like, it is worse. Whatever that edit was, it was worse. But I get it. But this is the
yeah.
original. It's
Yeah,
it's whatever.
it's the whole bridge thing, and I kick it with a lot of kids that are younger than me, other people, other adults or people my age or older or whatever. I want to say, for the most part, they don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like we're that's skateboard culture. Like, I'm a skater. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I could just identify as skater, I would do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's different. So I'm around a lot of the young kids. So like, I see where the bridge is at. And like, I'm also like, I'm on the board. Well, I'm 80. I was born in 82. So I'm like, at the beginning of the millennials, right? Right. So I'm in the middle child. So I'm like, everybody. We're everybody in one. So it's like, we're a lot of us are left to be like, well, you guys fix it. I'm like, y'all didn't nurture us to fix nothing like this, bro. Like, nobody's ready for this, but I see where it is, and we bridge it. Because I can't say, like, a lot of this new generation stuff is just like, yeah, it's like, but it's not like them in general that I'm mad at, though. It's the whole, like, what they're using it for, or whatever that is. That's what I don't like. Whether I know what it is or not, I've identified that. It's not these kids. They look at where we're at. Look at the climate right now. And these are kids. They were like, I don't know what it's like to go to school and have social networking like that, like a cell phone, a touch phone. I probably would have never felt. I'm like, you're allowed to have your cell phone in class. Yeah. I said, bruh. I was like, whoa. Yeah, we do the what? I said, bro, I would never. And you family? I said, bro, what?
Yeah.
But like, but like, we just have to understand them, and they need a bridge, because they don't know a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm there. They hang out with people like me, and then like they trip out, like, what the heck, man? Like, my dad's your age or whatever, and he can't skate, and he doesn't know this, and then it's like that. It's just like, yeah, because he's your dad. You gotta understand where, you know what I mean, he come from. Like, I don't got no kids. I said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You guys are my friends, but like, I can't offer you a different perspective or whatever. You know what I mean? And I think that's where it's gonna happen at. I'm not here. I told him, I'm not here to tell you, teach you, or nothing, and all of that stuff. So if you think I'm preaching, I said no, because I don't care. But it's just like, I'm not here for that, bro. I'm here to actually show you, like, we're on the same level, bro. I said, yeah, I'm a lot older, but hey, guess I don't have it figured out. I don't. So can you, because I learned stuff from these little fools. I don't, it's weird. It's weird. It's funny. I'll be picking shit up from these fools. Look, I was about to go off with somebody on a train, because out here, like, the trains in Los Angeles, it's wild. So we're on a train, man. It's like, usually, man, I'll walk it off. Somebody talking crazy to me. If I'm by myself, I'm just like, try me. Yeah, that's what I thought. But when my little homies is with me, I'm extra protective. Somebody start talking crazy, I'm like, bro, I'll hurt you. Like, so I start to go off, and I seen, the young homie looking at me, and then I was like, and we both learned a lesson. I had to learn, like, I got to control myself, or because he was ready to get up with me. And then that would have been crazy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then, I had to learn, and I had to tell him, like, you good, Rock? No, we should have picked him up. And I was like, I wanted to be like, yeah, we should have. But then I was like, you know what, man? I started apologizing, like, I'm sorry you had to see me act like that. I wouldn't, I shouldn't do that. That wasn't cool. But, like, so we're both learning. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that we're supposed to show each other how to get to the next level. So we both got work to do. A lot of the older cats that think that they hear, like, bro, like, I'm supposed to show you, like, no, fool, because you're not healed all the way. You understand? And my message to the younger cats is like, bro, we're not here to show you and, we're not your parent or whatever. Like, we're here to figure it out together. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's do it together, because you thinking that we're supposed to have been showing you stuff. You know what I mean? And I get it, man, because a lot of older, our generation was messed up. So I know that there's a lot of these kids that either get neglected, they don't see their parents, or they don't have their parents or whatnot, And it's like, damn, I've struggled with, like, what do I, like, whatever's telling me to, like, you need to get yourself together to do something. I'm like, I gotta do something. I don't have no kids. And then it's just like, nah, man, it's just like those cycles. This is how you can, contribute to breaking some of them, you feel me? And I'm like, you know what I mean? So I feel like everything is about breaking cycles, like family-wise, like, and we think of that term, like, in family-wise, but it's like the world in general, like, all of this stuff we're cycled to, you know what I'm saying? Like, to just thinking, like, I'm not supposed to like that because, you know what I mean? It's just like, you don't have to end up liking it, but just think about it, before you know what I mean?
Right.
'Cause
well, I think that is a good closing thought to, like, what you want to bring to your platform and what you want to say within your music and how you want to present yourself. And I think that's important as just a person who takes initiative to be on social media, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, as well as just kind of left information, as well as mindset. That's your choice. But I think this interview was very good. I
agree. I liked it. I'm not even watching it, but I was just like, hey,
No, I think it's good. And then, like, like I said, I want people on here to be authentically themselves. Like, sometimes people cancel because they don't feel good. And I was like, no, we can reschedule. And like, sometimes I go on live and do like a Q&A or something, if, because like, I want to make sure my word is good. So if something missed out, I want to make sure, like, hey, I'm still going to do a live. It may not be with that person, but every Thursday we're going to have it on. It's an evening special.
You do the work. Yeah, you do the work.
Right? Even if it's uncomfortable, or, even if you don't think it's right. And sometimes the one that, like, I was telling somebody the other day, they were like, oh, I hate this picture. I'm like, it has over 10,000 views, right? And they're like, no way. I was like, yeah. And it's so funny because it's the ones that we don't think that
you don't. I'm telling
you,
my biggest hits. I just sat in rooms, and I'm gonna use my sister again, and like I'm rummaging through. She played me some stuff, cool. So I start going to this stuff because me as a creator and producer, I'm my own worst critic. Like, man, not this stuff, the other stuff, no, not that one. And I play something, and I accidentally play something I could not stand. I was like, I don't know why this is even in here. I didn't like it, and my sister's sitting there like, and she just looked looks at me like, you are foolish, huh? I said, and I'm like, no, this is not what I wanted you to hear. She was like, what? This is gold. But yeah, adding to that, yeah, that's definitely true because I'm the same exact way about that. Like,
Yeah, so I like again, Paul, I really appreciate you coming in and sharing your
likewise.
thoughts with me and with everybody who's joined. Thank you for all that are joining and liking. And I think there was a follow. Thank you for that. Please go follow him, listen to his music, stream what you can. It's truly organic and it's basically kind of gives a nostalgic vibe to uplifting music and rap and alternative that we kind of need in this world, and I think he does it very eloquently. So if you would follow him and support, I would all appreciate you. And it's not going to be the last time because I do want to have like a non-niche reunion. And
What?
sometimes with like
There's
all
just
artists,
surprises around every corner. I knew it.
I know. It's just like I'm working on it. So like because like I want to stay updated. Like I'll message you. Like I messaged like the people that I've interviewed before. I'm like, hey, congrats on this, or I'll share like some of your stuff that you're working on. Like that's what I'll do. And that's what
Thank you
this
so much.
platform is about. It's not like I interview you and I don't talk to you anymore. It's just like, hey, like
Right.
we're good, So
Right.
like I said, I really appreciate you. Thank you. And I'm so glad that this was your first interview as the outside. So and we have next Thursday another artist, so I can't wait to share that with you guys as well.
I'm gonna be watching. I'll definitely be watching.
Yay!
So, yeah.
No, but you guys have a great night. Thank you, Paul. I really appreciate
Thank
you,
you.
and you did a very successful job. And I can't wait
Likewise.
to read the article.
Likewise. Thank you.
All right, you have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.